That makes me feel it's an annual day, right? And I am in India at this point of time, so I should take all the positive vibes and energy from here. Yes, yes? That's super. Okay. To say that I am honored doesn't even begin to quantify the gratitude that I feel to be amongst you and to be in your lives today. A huge thank you to the entire team of New Horizon to invite me to be a part of your life today. So whatever you saw on the video about me, right? So if I was to say that I am never ever nervous to speak when I'm speaking with executives or when I am speaking with any political leader or anyone. But I cross my heart and I tell you today, I am super nervous. Okay, and I'm really gathering the courage to talk to these young minds out here who have gathered here today. Because all these children of this generation are so smart. I feel these are all smart and intelligent and curious smarty pants, like I call them. And what I should tell them, I'm always wondering, I was wondering before coming here, I said, what will I talk to such smart people, such smart kids? And then I decided, I said, I'll share with you all, the parents and the children, experiences from my own life. Okay, I'll share with you experiences of my own life, what I have learned from my teachers and what I have learned in my school and from my parents. And so I wrote down a couple of notes for myself so that I can speak to you in a little structured way rather than, lose my lessons of life, because there are plenty of lessons and I'm sure you don't want to hear all of them. So I'll take a little bit of your time and talk to you about 4 to 5 lessons with the hope that it's going to inspire you and your children, and it's going to give you some pathway onto making it big in whichever field you are. So my first lesson is about dreaming big. I remember as a child, I was an average child an average student. Not that I was standing first or second grade or I was anywhere behind, an average student. And as I was growing, I had a lot of dreams. I would dream of becoming a lawyer. I would dream of becoming a doctor. I would dream of becoming a film star. Every other role that you could put me in, I was there, in my mind, in my head. So I would always have these dreams that I'll do something big in my life. But as the years started to go by, I stopped dreaming. I don't know, it might have been the pressure of the school, the pressure of the society, moving back and forth between US and India. So somewhere I lost that phase of dreaming. And it was during these confusing years of my life that my father told me something that stayed with me forever. Thank you. He said, you can be whatever you want in your life as long as you are willing to work for it. And from that time on, I again started to dream. He put that seed of the dream inside of me. And as I worked towards my dream, I began to see that it all came together for me. Today, when I look back in the years, very honestly, I can tell you that if there is one thing that ever stayed with me, it has been my dreams. They have grown with me, they have come alive with me, they have been shattered with me, but they have always motivated me to move ahead. And the reason I share this with you, my friends, is because I have noticed, sadly, many children and many parents, they forget to dream. We try to confine our dreams to our realities. If our kids, and I think this speaks for all of us, even I'm a parent of 2 girls, we try to confine their dreams. We try to make them believe that, you know what, this is your reality, you cannot reach there. Whereas you are supposed to dream big. So if your children are dreaming big, you are very fortunate. Because not everyone has the courage to dream big. And if your children are not dreaming big, you need to encourage them to do so. And I think this is one of the best platforms. You're in New Horizon, a New Horizon school, and I'm seeing, I've been meeting their teachers, and I just had an opportunity to talk to some of them. You have such a great platform, you are such a great school, who is putting together everything for you and your children to move towards your dream. Something that I wrote here: dreams do not see gender. Dreams never sees gender. It doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy. Dreams are given equally to everybody. So I have noticed this many a times, that people usually feel, oh, you know, this is a dream which can be only accomplished by a girl or a boy. Not really. And I'll come to another story of mine a little later. Today, India is a country of opportunities, I see. And the only way you can grab opportunities using the platform that you are in today is by dreaming big. My second lesson is before I tell you my second lesson, let me ask you all here, okay, all the children, I want you to answer this. Tell me who I am talking about. From a kid in blue jeans to making it big in the world of computers, who am I speaking about? Anyone? Bill Gates. The Indian girl who came from a conservative family with little and no safety, working as a receptionist from morning to evening, and graduating from Yale University to become the CEO of one of the largest companies in the America. Indra Nui. Let me ask you one more. I'm hoping that the kids are answering and not the parents. He grew up in poverty, failed his college entrance, and was rejected from dozens of jobs before finding success in his third internet company. Anyone? Jack Ma. Someone answered. I heard a student answering. And the reason I shared this is because my second lesson is about being a lifelong learner. And the reason I shared these names with you is because this generation of students, they always look up to these people who are successful. I have been very fortunate to coach and work with many of these successful leaders out there. And I have seen one thing in common with all of them. And that one thing is that these are lifelong learners. And how are they learning? They are not learning just in the school, or they are not confining their learning in school. They are going beyond the walls of their schools and they are reading. They are making sure that every single day they learn a lot of things outside. I want to ask you all here, with a show of hands, can you tell me, students, how many of you read every single day? That's a very less number. What you saw on the video about my books being released in New York, and my fourth book is with my publisher, all of that has happened because my teachers, and I am very grateful to my teachers, whether in the US or in India, I am very grateful to my teachers who imbibed in me very early on the habit of learning and reading. Because you cannot write books if you're not a good reader. So any of you aspiring to become big in your life, and I know all of you are doing that, you will have to make sure that you put in a lot of efforts to read. And that happens in two ways. Okay, and I would say something here for the parents, because this happened in my family also, and it continues to happen with my two girls. Reading has to be a family affair. Just like dinner nights, just like movie nights. It has to be a family affair, right? You need to make sure that you tell your children that today we are going to pick up a book, create a book club in your home, and you will see the difference that it makes. Let them see you reading. So I think when it comes to reading, I have seen that it's always the parents and the teachers that become the role model of what they are reading, and so you make it a family affair for your children. But something that I would like to remember here is In India, while I'm here in India, this is something I always feel I should say it loud and clear. I want today's young leaders, like the kids here, I want today's young leaders to be readers so that they can become world-class leaders. That's where we want to head to. And I'm really wanting to see next time more hands raised when it comes to reading. So let's make a promise here. And I think we kids and parents both, let's make a promise here that if you haven't read, and let me tell you something, many people feel reading is boring and reading is hard. Same is with writing. When someone asks me, how is your fourth book coming up? It's really not about my book. It's writing one page every single morning at 4:30. That's it. It's only about one page. It's never about the book. I don't write a book. You don't read a book. You read one page every day, period. So if you can promise yourself this, that you will read one page every single day, before that you will not get into Instagram, before that you will not watch the TV, before that you will not play your video games, I promise you, you will be one of the most affluent and profound readers. But you've got to commit yourself to that. Yes, yes? Oh, I heard the students louder this time. My third lesson, and I think this one is very close to my heart, never try to fit in. Never try to fit in. My dad always taught me to stand out and stand tall, and this is one legacy I am passing on to both my girls. Never try to fit in and never try to, always try to stand out and try to stand tall. And let me tell you, this is the hardest thing to do in life. If your children are able to stand out, you should be proud of that. And I have learned this in my own life in a very hard way. In 2007, when I stepped out of corporate America to do what I am doing, every person around there told me, all my well-wishers told me, it's a career suicide. I should not attempt doing anything like this in my life. And they were right. They were very right, because if you search up Google, it would say that women of Indian descent or any person of Indian descent work heads down with an MBA or an engineering degree under their belt. That's the path everyone takes back there, with very few leaders of Indian descent shining up there. So they were correct. So when I took that step, I decided first on that I will not try to fit in. But unfortunately, I did try to fit in. I tried, I was told that I should stand and speak the way everyone there does, because this is a completely white male-dominated industry. So I started to be like them, I started to talk like them, I started to even walk like them on the stage. It didn't work, and I failed miserably in the first few years after leaving corporate America. And that's when I had a quote that came in front of me, and I have written that quote. I will read it out to you. It said, "The things that make you strange are the only things that make you powerful." I will repeat that so that everyone can get that synced in. The things that make you strange are the only things that make you powerful. I took that quote to heart, mind and soul and spirit. And then on, I decided to be comfortable in my skin. How do I talk? How do I walk? How do I want to take these sessions? How do I want to be a keynote speaker? How do I want to coach? And that day on, I became what I am. Whether I'm speaking to you here or back home in the US, it's the same. And slowly and gradually, I got to be known as one of the only women of Indian descent to be a leadership speaker, executive coach, and author in a completely white, male-dominated industry. And I share this with you, my friends, not to impress you, but to express to each person sitting here, strive to not fit in. Never ever in your life have a herd mentality. Just because someone else is doing it doesn't mean you have to do it. Every other person in this world has been created by the higher power with some uniqueness. You've got to recognize that in yourself and in your children. Never ever try to fit in. I cannot emphasize on that much. But most of the time we try to be like everyone else. Why? Because we'll be judged. Because we'll be out of space. You've got to be out. You've got to stand separate and aloof. Do I have time to share two more, or if time is done, I don't want to take... No? Okay, so I want to end it over here with a quote that I want to say. Success never discriminates between a man or a woman. All of you here are created to do something in your life, and I wish each of you in your life lots of good luck, and God bless each of you. Thank you to the management of New Horizon for having me here, and I am totally honored to be invited. Thank you so much. God bless everyone. Thank you.